Happy International Women's Day, one and all, but especially to the women out there, whether you are a cisgendered woman, a trans woman, if you present yourself super femme or super not, whatever other facets of your identity, if you consider yourself to be a woman, then it's you that I want to simply say hello and thank you and welcome to. And I'm excited and I'm nervous, definitely nervous, in a good way though. It's a great kind of nervous, because it's the nervous that comes when there's been so much energy and momentum building around something that feels really, really precious. I have likened this to a birth, where, hi there, those who are joining in, thank you. And the birth, the what I'm giving birth to, because no, it's not actually a baby. I have not been hiding a pregnancy from people. What I'm giving birth to, have given birth to, is an offering. And it is the culmination of so many different bodies of wisdom, influences, journeys, passages of my own life, personally and professionally, tearing things down, just being honestly like completely dismantled, and then creating anew in service to the exploration and the journey that I've been on to embody my own erotic wholeness, to know myself as a woman in the way that is genuine, true, authentic for me, because there isn't one way to be a woman. Goodness knows it. And yet we live in a dominant culture that is still in every turn enforcing all these ideals, these standards, these norms. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. It's so binary. It's so oppressive. And the more marginalized any of our intersections of identity are, the more this holds true. And it's no wonder that so many of us are cut off from our own feminine essence, cut off from our bodies, our sensing, feeling bodies, our relationship to the wider world, to nature. We feel constrained around our sexuality, our sensuality, our creativity. Often it's our emotions that get the best of us rather than us knowing how to be in right relationship with them. These are just some of the ways in which I have witnessed myself and many others over the years struggle to really understand themselves and express themselves as women. And so today, in honor of and in conjunction with International Women's Day, I am introducing to all of you Woman, Wise, Wild, and Whole, which is a 6-month guided journey that I am now so honored and proud to offer. I've been in private practice with clients for years now, both in a coaching counseling role and in a sexological bodywork role, traveling and traversing all different realms of the erotic and intimate life. And this is the culmination of all that I have learned, woven together with the thread of my soul work, the deep nature-based work that I am doing and have been doing for many years to really get to know the truth of myself and the ways in which I operate from learned strategies and conditioning that isn't necessarily mine authentically. It's not me in my wholeness, and what it is when I'm in my wholeness. And this is exactly the work that I do with others. So if you are a woman who wants to know your body differently, your sensuality and your sexuality differently, if you are a woman who wants to really identify your desires, the truth of your desires, the truth of your boundaries, and feel empowered in how you communicate. If you want to grow and evolve beyond the patterning, the conditions, the imprints of your family, of wider culture, of all that has kept us constrained and confined, if you want to feel more ease, more pleasure, a deeper connection to the elemental world, to your own sensuous body, to your emotions, And, and this is an important and, if you want to do this not only for yourself, which, don't get me wrong, totally valid, your individual liberation matters tremendously to me, to you, but our individual liberation is in service to something greater, to our collective liberation, to the cultural change that is very well afoot and has been stirring and brewing for a much longer than I've been alive. So I do not claim that I am coming in here and creating something totally new. That's not what's happening. I stand on the shoulders of so many, so very many whom I wouldn't even know to name, although there are so many elders and guides, teachers and mentors who I have been blessed to learn from and be supported by in my personal journey. So what I'm offering, like I said, I don't claim that it's like new, but it is uniquely mine in the way that I understand it and in the way that I deliver my guidance, my coaching, my mentorship to the people that I support. And it is radical. Anytime any of us, particularly women, anytime we prioritize connecting with our bodies, anytime we prioritize questioning the status quo and coming into a more authentic expression of ourselves, a more authentic relating with the wide world, with the people that we engage with. So anytime that that's going on, it is a radical act, because we still live in a dominant society that wants us to do anything but that. We still live in a world that is hell-bent on saying, stop, don't sense, don't feel, just think what we have told you to think, right? Like that's the dominator culture. That is the toxic masculine that pervades the patriarchy, that establishes capitalist and misogynist norms, white supremacy, ableist norms, so many of the other layers of oppression that are built into the system that we are all a part of. So yeah, it is radical and it's activism to choose to explore your erotic nature, to claim your wholeness, to dare. I mean, it is daring, it's brave, it's courageous to go against that and to really choose to know yourself on the deepest levels and navigate life from that place, your relationships, your family, your friendships, your professional sphere, your wider community. It's concentric circles that reach further and further and further out. And so it's not just some like cute phrase for me to say individual liberation in service to collective liberation. It's true. You know, this is how change happens. This is how we transform. And it's what I am most deeply devoted to. I want to help women learn how to connect to the wilds of nature within themselves and the outer wilds. Those two things are inextricably linked. And many of us have been severed from connection to nature for infinite reasons, just as we have been severed from the connection to our deep erotic nature, the truth of our being. When I talk about eroticism, if you're new to me, this might be new to you. If you've been around a while, then this is going to sound familiar, because I deliberately use that word because it is a bigger word than just talking about sex or just talking about intimacy. It includes both of those, but it also includes our creativity, our sensuality, our vitality, our emotionality. There's so much that is bound up in eroticism, and it is relational. So it's not just the way that we experience these things within ourselves, which of course is tremendously important, but it has to do with the way we are relating with everyone, everything in our lives, romantic partner or not. It's not limited to the bedroom alone. And so this journey that I'm guiding now, a 6-month one-to-one journey, so you would be working with me in a very private and personal way. And what's different about this than the way that I have offered coaching for the last many years is that this is actually guiding. This is mentorship in a different sort of way that includes coaching, but you're also going to be receiving invitations for practices that you do in your own space and time. So this is an iterative journey. We come together, we connect, I'm able to be with you and offer resource and support in the real time of our sessions, but you also are going to be in a really robust and deep exploration for yourself in your own space and time. And I'm giving you a map to follow. It's a 4 directions map, a 4 elements map, which shows up in many different nature-based cultures the world over. And following each of these 4 directions, we are looking at a different facet of our erotic wholeness. In the East, it's our innocence, and we're learning how to embrace that. In the South, it's embodying wild Eros. In the West, we're getting in touch with a deep experience of intimacy. And in the North, we're learning how to really stand in our power with purpose, with clarity, all through the lens of an integrated feminine essence, all through the lens of centering our relationship to Eros and our identity as a woman, and really understanding what our unique embodiment and expression of that is. I'm just talking about this, honestly, it's like the joy is huge. I can't begin to put into words how passionately I feel about more of us having access to this kind of journey. And it's been an immense privilege for me to be exposed to so many different pathways and threads that I have woven together into this map. And always I have had the clarity that it's not enough for me to just, do this for myself and go about my life. Like my soul's calling, the gift that I am here to bring to the world is to share this with others, and I want to share it with those who want to receive it. So this is the introduction. Welcome. Woman, wise, wild, and whole awaits you. I have a new web page up, or a new page on my website up. The link is in my bio. You can learn more about it there. If you have any questions, if you're intrigued, if you're doubtful of whether or not this is a right fit for you, there's a link to set up a 30-minute consultation with me. And I really encourage you to take advantage of that. Let's have a conversation. Let's be in dialogue and see what comes of that. I'm not a hard sell kind of gal. I am one who makes offerings and invitations and trusts that when it aligns, when it feels right for somebody to say yes, to step in and to take a journey such as the one that Woman, Wise, Wild, and Whole is about, then everything's going to line up for that to happen. So if you've been listening in, or if you're listening to this at another moment, I am grateful for you giving me some space and attention and time in your day. I also hope that there's been points of resonance for you just in listening, that you feel a rightness, that you feel an alignment within yourself, something that sparks, that says, yes, I want to be in my body in a different way. I want access to the potency of my erotic nature. I want my wholeness. I want to inhabit this world in a different way and embody myself in a different way than what the dominant culture has told me is right. This is your opportunity. This is an opportunity. And it would be my honor and my pleasure to offer you the guidance and offer you this map. So go ahead and check it out. Like I said, you can head over to the link in my bio, and that'll bring you to my website if you want to check out the details of the program. And please feel free to reach out with any questions. Happy International Women's Day once again. Thank you so very much to all the incredible women out there changing the world. It's how we do it, and we got to keep lifting each other up. Blessed be.